with the World Heavyweight Championship match. Damian Priest versus Gunther. I think we're on the same page here, Sarah. I think we're on the same wavelength.
I'm going to have a really hard time making predictions because I think that there aren't really many matches that are going to be predictable on this card, and that's a good and a bad thing. Obviously, it's good because we're going to go into this not really knowing what the result is going to be, and I think that we couldn't really say that for the past few PLEs. But the problem that I have with Priest versus Gunther is that I feel like other things need to happen in order for Gunther to win. So that's the thing. It's like the one side of my brain is like, okay, well, Gunther can't lose. He's been pinned like one time in his entire career. And that was at WrestleMania. Twice. So the idea that Damian Priest deserves to be number 2 is like wild to me. And it's really hard for me to imagine them agreeing to allow Gunther to lose in his first World Heavyweight title match. But I feel like Damian, I feel like something would have to happen in order for Gunther to lose. That's the thing, is like something like people have talked about Finn interfering to make sure that Damian loses or something, or maybe someone comes in and tries to help Damian. I don't know. It's really hard. Like it's like my heart and my gut say something different. You know what I mean?
That's always tough.
I think no matter what, Gunther is leaving Bash in Berlin as champion. So whether that is he enters the show as champion or he leaves the show as champion, that's a guarantee in my eyes.
I think that it's that exact statement, but for SummerSlam. This has to be the Gunther come out party of his dominant reign as the World Heavyweight Champion and making it more legitimate than what Seth did. You know, you have to create a lineage with it, and why not have the first 2 major long title reigns be the first one with Seth and then Gunther, who just is coming off a historic intercontinental reign. And the man is just dominant. Like the man just oozes perfection on the mat. Like that's the type of wrestling or world heavyweight champion you need right now to build those stars. And I just, Damian Priest, I think I said it on Tuesday, that this chapter in his Judgment Day story needs to end. You know, he was the world champion. We saw him with the belt. We understand that he belongs in the main event picture. Now that is ending, he needs to go away from it and go deal with the Judgment Day shit that's going to happen due to Rhea and Liv.
Yeah, the apparent inevitable is that the Judgment Day is going to have drama, and that Damian is going to have to deal with that to some degree. And the championship being on him while he's trying to deal with that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Doesn't add anything really to a potential feud with Finn, for instance. While I would love for Fergie Ferg to be in the World Heavyweight title picture, I don't think that he needs to be the champion, Damian, I mean, for that to happen. So it feels like the best way for that to happen is for Finn to make sure that Damian loses, which sets up their feud. And then Gunther can maybe have a rematch with Damian in Germany and retains. Yeah, I don't know. I think that seems like the most plausible, but then I also don't know if that's like fantasy booking. So that's the issue.
It's a little bit, you know, but whatever.
I just think that there's no way they're going to go to Germany and not have Gunther leave as champion. Like, that's so ridiculous to me. That's why he won King of the Ring. There's no reason that
So why wouldn't he win World Heavyweight Champion after winning King of the Ring?
Yes, but I'm saying, like, would they rather him walk in as World Heavyweight Champion because of the pop that's going to get, or would it be more successful for him to win the title in front of Germany? That's the thing, is like, I don't know what they would prefer.
I think you have to do SummerSlam. I just I can't be talked any way out of it.
This one is hard for me to pick simply because who I think should win doesn't equate to who will win. And that's the thing. I think Drew McIntyre needs to win this match. And why does he need to win this match? Because 3 of his last title matches, that whether it was a title defense or for a title, was screwed up by CM Punk. If CM Punk then gets another win over him in a match where they finally face off with each other, why would Punk even entertain a rematch? Like, he'd be like, bro, I've completely manhandled you. This is going to be a match of them going against each other. And the other times were Punk being a distraction. So, other than the kick to the balls and whatever, right? But that is still dominating Drew because he lost the title or he was pinned, so he lost the chance to be champion. So to me, the only thing that makes any sense is that Drew wins this match. I would love for it to be like single-handedly an ass beating of CM Punk, but I don't see that happening with this being Punk's first match. His first like singles match on WWE television. Since he returned in November. So I think that if he was smart, he would agree to just get his ass beat the way that John Cena did at SummerSlam 2014, but I don't see that happening. So I'm gonna go with the good vibes and say McIntyre wins, though. I don't care if that's not what's going to happen or that's not who's favored to win. That's just the vibes. Okay, that's what I want to happen. So
I'm so way I mean,
if you
as
think
a
it's
CM
Punk,
Punk
it's fine.
fan,
Just say it.
No. I obviously want CM Punk to win as a CM Punk fan, but as the wrestling fan here, I would really love to see an absolute beatdown. Both sides, not just Drew squashing Punk, but like Punk getting in some good offense as well.
Oh yeah.
And with Seth being the ref, that's what I'm really interested in this match because I want to see Seth really let them beat the holy hell out of each other.
Yeah, I don't want him to be a factor. That's the main thing.
I want him to do like a count out, but as he said, like count to 1,000,000.
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna count because
he tells them when to ring the bell. So
that's what I'm saying. He could count to 5 and say ring the bell. It's the referee's discretion. But imagine if they're fighting, like just picture it, Sarah, picture it. They're just in the stands or something, or at the entrance ramp, something along the arena. And Seth Rollins is just in the ring going 25, 26, like just not like a random number like that. That'd be a little comedic spot there in a brutal match, but it also shows, it's his rules. He's going to let them go. But then on the contrary to that, you also need to have him step in and say, no, like relax, give him a second or whatnot. Because then that's going to build up the potential feuds and more bad blood, wink, wink, that you're going to build from these 3 dudes. Maybe we don't get CM Punk, Drew McIntyre immediately at the next pay-per-view because
Seth Bash in Berlin, so
but Seth insert himself because of a finish or whatever happens, and then you get them 2, and then it makes sense from the wrestling standpoint, which my final answer is Drew taking this. I kind of want to see Drew win it by like Seth inadvertently hitting him. I really want to see the Bret Hart spot again. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think that they have to kind of be careful about how involved Seth gets, specifically with potentially screwing over Punk. I think that's the thing, because if they really want to see, the original booking for Mania was supposed to be Seth versus Punk. So if they're going to try to do that at 41, then you don't want to do too much with them right now because it's 8 months away. Like it's too early for that. I mean, I guess you could try to plant the seeds, but I feel like we kind of already have them. Like they're already growing. you know? So it's like this could add more to it, I guess. I just think that if Seth were to get too involved, especially in an effort against Punk, there's not really a way for them to prolong it until April. Like, I don't know how they would go about that. So, yeah, I think they just have to kind of, yeah, I don't know. They have to have a creative way for maybe him to do some. I don't know, because I guess the easiest thing for them to do would to have him screw over Drew McIntyre, but I feel like he's going to have more issues with Punk
No,
than McIntyre, so
yeah,
I
he has
don't
more
think that
issues with
makes
Punk.
sense. I
No,
mean, no
Seth has
one's
way more
forgetting,
issues.
Seth, that you were sobbing after your Mania match and you were pointing to Drew, telling him that he effing deserves it and whatever.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't forget
yeah.
that.
Nobody forgets.
You would
The
never do
best
that
of
for Phil Brooks, brother. Come on.
you wouldn't. No, you
No.
wouldn't do it for the man on my shirt.
No.
We already mentioned one member of Judgment Day. Let's talk about the entire Judgment Day, because basically, this is what this match is going to be. Rhea Ripley taking on Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. You could make an argument that
No.
this should main event.
Oh yeah. I
There
was
you go.
gonna.
You know what I'm gonna say.
No,
You
I
have no
thought you
idea
were.
what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say something else.
I know you did, but I could make an argument that this match should main event SummerSlam, hands down.
Yeah. I think we know what's gonna main event, but yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
I
we're
think
saying
that's why I said I feel like there's like 3 matches that could main event. And this is one of them. But I do think there's only one acceptable result of this match, and I will accept nothing else. And that is well, I'll have to, but you know what I'm saying. Dom needs to make sure that Liv Morgan retains. That's all I care about. At the end of the day, even if that's not what happens, Liv Morgan has to retain this. You cannot have her be defeated in a match against Rhea in Rhea's first match back, because then it would be like, what are we doing? Why did you even put the title on Liv? Like, you really are confirming what the internet was saying, that Liv was like a placeholder champion. That would be basically what you'd be confirming. And I love Rhea, so this is no shade at Rhea. I just think that she doesn't need to win the first match. I think that would be unfair to Liv and the run that she's been on and how well she's been doing in Rhea's absence. So it needs to be Liv, and I would prefer that it be Dom helps her win and officially turns on Rhea. That's what I want.
I am also on your boat that Liv 1,000% needs to win this match. If Rhea was to win, it really feels that they would be devaluing the world championship. If she needs to win the world. If Rhea won the world championship, it would devalue it because of the hot potato it has been since WrestleMania. And you would also be devaluing the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour.
Yeah.
I mean, these are seeds that have been planted well before WrestleMania, with Liv being the last person to pin Rhea, their tag team history. And then you add all the stuff that's going on right now with Dom and then potentially Finn. Like, this has potential to be
Huge.
a Hell in a Cell main event at Bad Blood, for the third match. Like, they need to have a feud like this in the women's division, and especially with all of the different twists and tangles and little other details that go along with this, it needs to be Liv. Now, on the other side of it, how is Liv gonna win? I've been thinking about it, and obviously Dom needs to be involved in it. Obviously, will be. But what if it is Finn who helped and Dom doesn't know? You know what I mean? Like, Dom doesn't. You need Dom to know. I'm okay with Dom not knowing and Finn doing it, and Dom being as shocked as Rhea, and then he ends up turning because Finn gets in his ear. I'd be okay with it.
See, I wouldn't. I need Dom to be in on it. But what I would love is for Finn to do it, Dom to act shocked, and then eventually, in like within minutes, be like go and join up with Finn, you know, because Rhea's going to be like, oh my God, why did you do that? What were you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Dom kind of being like next to her, being like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And then it's like Liv, like he like winks at Liv or something like that. She like hits Rhea with the title, and then Dom goes over and like stands with them. I would love for something like that, because I feel like, again, ultimate heat on Judgment Day 2.0, ultimate babyface love on Rhea, because then that's kind of like, that's building up Liv as a competitor also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because people already think that she's going to get manhandled by Rhea Ripley because she's like half her size. But this would kind of like even the score a little bit. It would make it seem like, oh no, Liv is like actually a legit competitor and Rhea isn't unstoppable. Like, look at what they just did. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I would love. I need Dominic to do it intentionally. That's why I said I cannot accept anything else. If he's going to turn on Rhea, it has to be because he has been involved the entire time.
I want to see. I want Finn.
Yes.
To be. I want Finn's intentions to be known at the end of this match.
Mhm.
Because I'm on the same level in a way of you of going in being mad. I just go in with the most open of minds that just, it's wrestling. Anything can happen. I need it more than anything for Finn's intentions to be known, especially with that little detail that, or little vignette or whatever in the intro to Raw, and you see Finn and Liv coming out of a car together. Like, that needs to be brought back.
Well, even just last week when his face was the only one that wasn't scribbled, you know what I mean? Like, there's been so many hints that he's been involved that we need to see that payoff, and Finn deserves it. I'm sorry, but at this point in his career, he deserves to have like this major heel push to put him into like the next stratosphere. And it works even better if he's going to be feuding with maybe Damian now, because Damian's considered a main event talent. Finn Balor is a main event talent too, obviously, but people don't think of him in that light because he's, you know, was Universal Champion for 24 hours and like he's not been the guy since then. So competing against Damian, who people do view in that way, hello, that's like more so benefiting Finn than anything else. So I'm here for it.
I need to see it happen.
Fergie!
We need the Judgment Day to destruct.
Reign supreme.
The new Judgment Day needs to take over. Like,
yes.
I need it.
I'm so excited. I'm trying not to be too excited, but I'm excited.
Bayley, Nia Jax.
I don't have a lot of thoughts on this, honestly. Which I like, because I think that if whatever happens, I'm not going to care. In a good way, though, because I think Bayley has been incredible, but I think Nia has also been doing some really good work recently too. So like, would I be mad about her being women's champion? Not really.
I want it. I want Nia. Give me Nia.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little, I don't know. It's I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know.
I'm so in on Nia, and it would add so much tension to the Tiffany Stroud Money in the Bank now, because we already saw that she did a little bit of a tease of a cash in, and then Nia's like, bitch, what are you doing? Do that little head thing. It's like, girl, give her that look. I want to see that be kind of the dynamic in that group. And but Bayley, like, let's face it. What?
I was going to say, but what about Bayley in this? Like, why does Bayley need to lose?
I don't think needs to lose, but I think can lose. I think it's like,
but
she can lose it.
What's next for Bayley if she loses this then?
I don't really know. I haven't really thought that through. I'm very in on Nia. That's where my head's at.
I just wonder if SummerSlam has to be the one where she wins it. You know what I mean? I think it might also. I don't know that they necessarily like look at the card and be like, oh, okay, we can't have all title changes, right? Like, I don't think that that's a thing necessarily, because we've seen shows where not a single title has changed, or we've seen shows where every title changed hands. So I'm not saying that, but I do wonder if like they're gonna want the Queen and King of the Ring people to not win on the same night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they need to. I think you need to legitimize the tournament by having them win.
Well, I'm saying I don't know if they would want to do that. I'm saying maybe they get a rematch, is what I mean. So maybe that's why with Damian, it's like, okay, maybe Damian retains at SummerSlam, so Gunther gets his rematch at Bash in Berlin. Or maybe Bayley retains, but Nia Jax gets hurt. I don't know. It kind of feels like if we're going off of what could happen after SummerSlam, it feels like there's more for Nia Jax to do post SummerSlam than there is for Bayley. But I don't blame Bayley for that. I think that there's just not like a bigger women's heel on SmackDown than Nia Jax right now. So it's like, okay, she can face Nia at SummerSlam, and if she loses to her, then she gets the rematch, whatever. But then it's like, but where does she go after that? I think that's more of like, I don't know. I think that's more of the issue. Unless Charlotte comes back, and Charlotte comes back as a heel, as she should. She's a hard babyface, so. Charlotte coming back and feuding with Bayley is fine. But
yeah,
she can't come back and feud with Nia because that means
no. Sarah, you just I just had a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. Yeah, it just happened in my head after I predicted Nia. But I'm gonna stick with my pick with Nia. Because I already have it locked in, but no, it just hit me that no, I've seen videos of Charlotte training, and I mean, she looks like a whole other person after that injury. So, and why not go with the Bayley Charlotte route? I don't think I've seen a Bayley Charlotte feud in quite some time, or really ever. So
I guess I'll be different and say Bayley, because we can't do the same for everything.
I know,
because the show's really not that predictable, you know.
No, it's not. It's cute, but it's not. It doesn't bring in the big bucks. All right, let's talk about this one, because this one, I don't care what anyone says. Oh, stop falling. I gotta hold you. I'm not even going to explain. I'm just going to say it. Sarah, you could. Bron Breakker, hands down, is my pick for this. It's not even just. You can explain yours, because, it's
no, I don't have much explaining to do. I think, I'm not a big Bron Breakker fan, but I do think that we are at the point where, yeah, he probably should win by now. Like, how many times is he going to face Sami Zayn for the title? How many times is he going to earn the right to face him? You know what I mean? Like, I get it if that's what they were trying to go for with him, where it was like, oh my God, he has to keep getting in these tournaments to be qualified to face Sami. And that was the thing, is like, he had to keep doing that. But also that seems more of like a babyface run type of thing than like a heel thing. Because a heel will just be like, no, I'm facing you and I'm going to beat your ass until you let me face you. Like, that's basically what Bron has done.
All he's done.
So, yeah, I think similar, as much as I hate it, because I still think it's stupid that, Sami's only going to have the title for 4 months after beating Gunther. But if Gunther's moving on to bigger and better things, like the World Heavyweight title, I guess I can just accept it. And in that case, similar to Damian Priest, I think Sami's run is fine. Like, it's over. Like, he accomplished what he set out to do, and he beat Gunther. He's the only one who has. He beat him for the Intercontinental title after he was the longest reigning Intercontinental champion. He's proven that he is not an underdog. He's a competitor. He's this, he's that, blah, 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 blah. I think it's, yeah, I don't think there's much more for him to do at this point. He's kind of becoming stale, in my opinion, as much as I love Sami. So let's have some chaos and give it to Bron Breakker. And he would become even more of a menace to like Adam Pearce, because he'd be a champion. God. So there's like multiple things.
That's what I want to see, and why Bron Breakker needs to win the Intercontinental Championship, because you need to have a just menace as this champion. You need to put a title on him to launch him to that next stratosphere.
And like, get more.
He's gonna have better. Like, you're gonna have just banger matches.
Yes.
The dude is just an unstoppable force. I was listening to the Chris Van Fleet interview with Goldberg, and I see a better Goldberg with Braun Breaker, a more athletic Goldberg,
That's
a
what
better
we
mind for the ring
Yes,
than
that's what we were
Goldberg.
saying about
Like,
him with the comparisons to Brock Lesnar. Is like he's basically just like a smaller, more athletic, and faster version of Brock Lesnar, essentially.
our guy
Oh yeah,
LA Knight, yeah, versus
there's
Logan Paul. I don't care that we're gonna have the same answer for this. It's an easy 4-0 sweep. LA Knight, baby.
it
I
has to.
mean,
There's
Sara. We come on.
Oh, whose game is it? It's LA Knight's game.
yeah. A lot of things that I will not be happy with if they don't happen at SummerSlam, but this might be the one that would disappoint me the most. Because the other things are like, oh yeah, I think this is what should happen, and this feels like this would be better for the story, that kind of thing. Or that makes the most sense. Like those things, if they don't happen, then yeah, I'm gonna be pissy. But the main one that will like really, really anger me is if LA Knight somehow leaves without the championship, because as someone said in the chat earlier, Logan has literally defended the title 2 times and never shows up for SmackDowns. Doesn't even show up for every PLE. Like he's just never around. It's so pointless at this point. So it's like, if it's not LA Knight, then I will be the leader of the riot. I will gladly lead it.
You and LA Knight, girl.
Yes, I would be right alongside her, honestly. I would be like it has to happen. I mean, they were even just I think it was WWE that posted the clip of LA Knight coming out last year at SummerSlam. They purposely held him off as the final competitor into the Slim Jim Battle Royal, and they let him have an entire entrance because that entire arena was like just waiting to suck in the same air that LA Knight was breathing. And the fact that he won a battle royal and they treated it like he just won his first WWE championship at WrestleMania. Bro, you're really telling me that they did that for literally nothing except for little meaty beef jerky bars, and they were all excited about that, and a year later you're going to do the same thing to him? No, he has to walk out as US champion. He's already dabbled in the Universal Championship. He's fought Roman Reigns in the Bloodline. Like, come on.
The main event, which in my eyes, the only reason for it being the true main event, other than Cody Rhodes being the face of the goddamn company, but because of a certain someone or some ones, we the ones, allegedly rumored to return. And I don't know if you saw this, Sarah. I just saw this from good old Twitter that Zilla Fatu is in Cleveland, Ohio. Just saying.
See, I honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know that I can predict this match, honestly. Like, I don't know. I think when it comes to Cody's title reign, I said that he was going to be champion for a long time, at least until Mania 41. Especially because he was the one to take it off of Roman Reigns for the first time in almost 4 years. So like it has to be a long title reign in order for it to feel like, yeah, it made sense for Cody to be the guy to beat the guy that no one could beat. You know what I mean? Like that's why. But then the cloud of Roman Reigns potentially returning at SummerSlam is there. And like I said, it only makes sense if Solo wins. Them potentially having Zilla Fatu show up. Like, why would he show up if Solo lost? Because like Cody doesn't have like a gang in his corner. I guess then there's that possibility of like if Solo loses, maybe that's when The Rock comes out and is like, oh my God, I've put all these guys in your corner. I gave you the right to be the next tribal chief. What the hell? And then that's when it's like, oh, it's all exposed. And then that's when Roman comes out and he's like, what the hell? I don't know. There's just like a lot of stuff that's in this match that I can't predict. So it's hard for me to say who's going to win. Is it going to be Cody or is it going to be Solo? I don't know.
Cody. Cody. That's all. It's Cody. I'm sorry. I don't see them logistically putting the belt on Solo Sikoa, even if it is for this bloodline thing. I don't. It's Cody. Yeah, he doesn't have to end the show and be the one on the top of turnbuckle with the title waving and pyro at the end of it. Yeah, that's great. That's fine if that's not the ending shot of SummerSlam. And the ending shot of SummerSlam is all bloodline. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you got to protect the title and not have it be a prop in the bloodline story. You already have a prop for the bloodline story that allegedly means more in the bloodline than just the title.
I mean, I guess in that case, I'll say it should be Cody, because I feel like I've been saying that forever, that Cody had to be champion until at least Mania 41.
Yeah.
And
right.
as you said, the title doesn't need to be involved. That's why I'm still stuck on, I don't think Roman's returning. I just don't think he's returning at SummerSlam, because I don't think it makes any sense. If Solo loses, it doesn't make any sense. I would have to see. I don't know. I honestly don't know what they could do to make it make sense, because Roman is not going to come back. I don't know. I'm I'm just talking this out because my brain is just.
You're going stream of consciousness right now.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
I'm trying to figure out why people think that he's going to return beyond the fact that he was advertised to be at SummerSlam after Mania months ago. That's the only reason I think that people are thinking that, because if you're thinking of it from a storyline perspective, it makes zero sense. So, but trying to figure out like why I should be convinced that Roman is returning, I'm trying to figure that out, and I can't. Like, there's nothing that's convincing me, if that makes any sense. I don't know.
Final answer.
I'm going with Cody, but
we're going Cody. Okay, good.